Now, interesting piece in the papers today about people who have spiritually cleansed their house. You've moved into a new house, Stacey. Of course, we know, beautiful new house, and it had a family who'd lived there for donkey's years before. Did you do anything to try and sort of make it yours, make it have your
You know how
aura?
I feel about ghosts. I don't like it, Kaye. I don't want nothing to do with them. You know, if they're about and they're not crossing over, just don't tell me. You can live among us, just don't let me know you're there. But Joe winds me up all the time. He always says that Bob, someone called Bob, is still around. So I'll go off, like, outside and he'll go, oh, Bob's here, or the dog will do a poo, because obviously, like, they've had a bit of a changeover, so we've had some accidents. The dog will do a poo and he'll go, oh, Bob's done a poo on the carpet. Poor old Bob. Oh, no, Bob's getting the blame for everything, bless him. So hopefully he's not real.
But does it feel nice? I remember, actually, the first house I ever bought, I went to see it and I thought, that is the ugliest house I've ever seen. And I wasn't even going to go in, because it was just really ugly. But anyway, I was there, so I went in. I thought, gosh, I like this house. I can see myself living here. I can feel myself living here. And it just felt nice.
Yeah.
And it was still ugly, but it had that
It
kind
is
of
a
vibe.
feeling,
Yeah,
definitely. A home is a feeling. You can walk in and feel completely differently, like you said, to what the aesthetics are. They become irrelevant when you feel that feeling of love, or like that it's been lived in.
Well, but I mean, the spiritual cleanse. Would you, Kelle, do a spiritual cleanse of a house?
I don't know if I'd call it a spiritual cleanse, but when I move into a new house, I always bless the house. So I
imagine if the house sneezed. Sorry.
Can you imagine?
All that made me think was of this big house going,
bless you. Yeah, literally, I do bless every house that I go into. I just sort of pray over it, pray that we'll have, you know, happy memories here, pray that we'll be safe here, pray that we'll be protected here, that we'll have good times here, and that whatever's happened before, you know, needs to go. And then, you know, because you never know what you're sort of taking on when you go into a new home. You know, sometimes you know, because you get to, you know, hear stories about that house, but other times you might not. So I always, I absolutely bless every home that I go into.
So would you be worried that if bad things had happened in that house, and I suppose bad things probably happened in every house at some point, that would somehow taint your experience of it if you didn't bless it?
I mean, I think that's about your mindset, you know, in terms of, you know, for me, I have... You know, my family is blessed, we are blessed, and wherever we go, we're going to take that blessing with us. So I think that's more about how I would feel. I wouldn't necessarily think somebody else would come and take on board that, because I know when you go into a house, I'm going to know straight away whether that has the right feel for me, it has the right presence for me. I'm going to be mindful of that.
Would it change your mind in buying a house if it had, like, a real Stephen King horror story?
No, I don't know about the story, but I know about the feel. If I walked into that house and I felt a presence that I knew wasn't a good thing, I'd be like, that's not for me, I'd have to move on. And I've done it before, where I've walked into environments and I've been like, what's happened here?
I'd be gutted. Imagine finding your dream house and then a presence turns up. How selfish.
What do you do, Linda? I mean, do you feel a house?
We had this lovely house in Islington, me and Mark and Lauren and Louis, and then I had Bobby Girl there, and I absolutely loved it. It was a big sort of Georgian house and that 4-storey, and we had, like, loads and loads of happy years there. And then they did some roadworks in our street, and all of a sudden mice started coming into the house. And, you know, I've got OCD, I can't stand a mouse dropping. I think my house is filthy, you know, like... And then not only that, we then had a few rats, because we're in the basement and we're right near a canal, Regent's Canal, and the rats started coming in. And then how I felt about that house completely changed then. It was like, I used to come down the stairs, like, stomping down, so if they could hear me, they'd run or scurry away, you know, like...
And did it kind of ruin the house for you?
It did, honestly. It didn't feel like a clean house anymore. It didn't feel like ours. It belonged to them.
They were taking over. Moved, then?
Yeah, I moved.
Because of the...
Yeah, and the first thing I did when I moved to this new house was get those little plugs. You know, you plug them in so that keeps them all out. Unfortunately, we had a gerbil, and I forgot...
Oh,
went in the gerbils like this one day.
I did say she was on the beauty step today.
That's awful.
You always give us a sting in the tail with your little stories, Linda, doesn't she?
I just remembered it at the last
You know,
minute.
when it just, like, comes out of nowhere and you think she didn't say that earlier, did she?
Move on, Kaye.
Nobody saw that gerbil coming, did we?
No, not even the gerbil.
No.